Hey, have I ever seen such a dog size? Or how it takes off straight from the water, a huge stingray. Ready to bet that not? So be it, we'll show you these unique shots, and in addition and other unusual videos from all over. There is a museum in Australia with one unusual exhibit, whose name is Tim. It is a live person who can officially name yourself a work of art. His task is to sit on a box within the walls of the museum to show off tattoos done. Do you think it can be considered work, dreams? Tim himself considers himself an ordinary guy and does not deny doing anything absurd. After all, not every adult the person will agree to just sit on box. What does it look like future? This is when it hangs in the air, a huge hologram of drones. Into the sky above Shanghai simultaneously rose more 3,000 aircraft installed, thus a new world record, and let all this was just for the sake of advertising. A spectacle turned out to be impressive. I wonder who supervised all these babies? Not wonder if the drones were manually controlled. If you want to become the owner of something really unique, buy a pen like this. No, she's not covered gold. Just inside it is a living parasitic worm. Yes, it doesn't look very nice. Who do you think could invent such a gorgeous? Sure, the Japanese. Inside a special solution, parasitic nematodes swim. More often in total, they infect fish, and if they hit into the human body can cause an unpleasant infection. If suddenly you like to gnaw caps from pens, then such a pen will surely wean you from this occupation. So that participate in the creative process, not be sure to become yourself artist or designer. This exhibition in Pittsburgh will let you directly interact with paintings of recognized classics. But isn't it brilliant? Even if you don't like painting very much, such a museum visit would definitely be worth it. And if you fly over Oregon on Highway 18, you can see such an unexpected picture. Hey, this guy is smiling at us. Just the local foresters decided to donate. People are in a good mood and planted among evergreen fir. Although they are conifers, they also turn yellow in the fall. So it is at this time of year that you can see a smiling emoticon. Wave him a good luck. And we go further. In Alaska there is a small town that consists of only from the same house. Can you imagine that all 200 residents of Whittier are located here in this large building with 14 floors? Inside they have a laundry, a market. They also thought about children here. Before school they get through an underground tunnel connected to a high-rise building. Probably not leave the house for months, not very useful, but when you live in it happens. Do you want yourself a tattoo from Cool Master? But he lives too far away. Now there is no problem with that. Thanks to 5 grams technology, you can get a tattoo remotely.
Okay, let's go.
However, for this you need high-precision sensors and a couple brilliant programmers from the guys from Netherlands. Everything worked out. Actress Stijn Francine became the owner of a tattoo from a robot. Maybe she is not attracted to a masterpiece, but on the other hand no one has such a. Do you remember in childhood with your toys broken arms, legs, or even came off heads? It turns out all this time in Portugal there was a place. Yes, this is a real hospital for dolls and has been working since 1830. The hospital premises are more like warehouse of old toys of various shapes. And although many of them look very strange and creepy, the main task hospital, to give joy to children and not scare them. The truth is now children are more interested in not dolls, but cool experiments in TikTok. One of these is to bake deep fried water. First, using gelatin, create water ball, which is then. Scholars warn, if water suddenly gets into boiling oil, it could cause an explosion or fire, so it's better to use deep fat for the intended purpose. To cook delicious potatoes, for example. And here's another trick. What do you think it is? It turns out that this is what an ordinary one looks like. CD. The guy decided to show his subscribers how Imagine if you remove the tape from disc and heat it with a hairdryer, you can get an advanced version of soap bubbles. It seems now you know what to do with old movies and video games. Another trend from TikTok. Video author decided to pour a bottle of Coca-Cola bio-resin. It is a transparent material that quickly freezes and turns anything into a finished exhibit. In other videos, he fills the joystick for the but also the cherry on the cake. In hardened resin. Big Mac. Surely, someday aliens will find this masterpiece and will to think for a long time about. Have any ideas how else you can use this substance? Write your own in the comment sections. Football was invented in England. But in Germany, came up with something cooler. Football by cars.
Oh, was macht der denn hier? Jetzt geht da hinten der Kofferraum auf bei Joey Kelly.
Now you will see the match between Ireland and Germany itself. Agree, a spectacular sport? In 5 minutes of the match, we saw to unfortunately only 2 cars. Now imagine that was happening on the field if the team consisted of 11 cars. Yes, regular.
Bringt sich da in Position und den Ball besser nach vorne spielen. Oh, Kelly wieder mit Spieldampf, wieder sehr aggressiv.
We know that some birds love to swim, but here are the flying fish. It is a rarity. Horned rays don't mind waving wings. No one knows exactly why. One from versions, this is how they get rid of parasites. According to another version, attract attention females looks like this anyway. On Christmas Island, near Australia, every year you can observe an unusual picture. Millions crabs cross cities and roads to lake. Local activists decided not risk the life of crustaceans and built a suspension bridge for them. And worth say crabs actively use it. Not we know how they deserve such a gift, but now they will. Who will definitely get to finish, so this runner. He trains according to a special method in a stream of rarefied air. Plastic. The shield on the trailer significantly reduces airflow resistance. The athlete runs faster and better, gets used to high speeds. Well, now. Life hack. If you are accidentally stumbled upon a flying squirrel lemur, just show him your palm. As if experienced ninja, little animal with one precise jump will land right on your hand. Agree, he was just made for slow motion. Apparently these guys, they love to fly so much that they never miss the opportunity to do it. Flying taxi? This is some distant future? No, it's real. Yes, similar machines exist in our time. Maybe there are no cool plasma engines, but they quite cope with their task. Joby Aviation recently entered the transport market but has already gained the attention of major investors. Technologies are becoming more accessible, which means that the time is not far off when we will only. Do you like big dogs? What about huge? We admit, we have you a little cheated. Actually, this is not a mutant dog, but only Great Dane sculpture from the artist Peter Coffin. He loves unusual art objects, so his giant dog, as if soars in a few centimeters above the ground, but the main thing is that the Great Dane turned out very expressive and realistic. Tremble villains. A new one appeared in The City Hero, though he doesn't know how yet to detain criminals, but already with might and main helps the police during special operations. As you could have guessed it, a robot dog of the famous Boston corporation Dynamix. Now he will patrol the streets New York. Police department bought yourself a couple of smart cars to try them out. Now the robot is only learns to be useful, but soon he will show you. Well, ready for the uprising of the machines? If someday it happens, then this guy will save you. You know he doesn't likes to joke.